Alright, couple things here, just some quick reminders for you. We've had a lot of rollovers lately. Got some more rollovers coming up here this weekend. We've got, let's see here, natural gas rolling over this weekend. So something you always want to check every couple of days. I know we normally send out notices or we will put information in the rooms or Skype it out to you, but always take a look here at the rollover calendar so you know what's coming up.
Velocity alert on oil.
And there's my alerts going off there. We've got natural gas rolling over this weekend here, rolling over to November. So make sure that you get that rolled over here. Most of the time we alert you, like I said, several different ways, but one of the ways is when you first open up NinjaTrader, make sure to always check out these announcements here. I know it's very easy just to skip through these and not go through them, but we've got a lot of good stuff in here. You've got some announcements in here. The new Spikes Tracker course is available, gives you a link straight to it, lets you know about the newest toolkit update. We covered the toolkit update in good detail last week on the webinar. Make sure that you've updated since then, because we had another update on, I believe, the 15th. So if you are still using the toolkit release from the 11th, you need to go ahead and update again to make sure that you are using the one from the 15th. Also, we had a little bit of issue with an oil rollover. We'll cover that here in a minute as well. But make sure you always go through these. We've got good information here that lets you know about webinars, rollovers, upgrades to the toolkit, anything like that. So don't just scroll through there and close those out. Make sure to cover through those. So what else here? We've got a lot of news events coming up today. Make sure you're on the, Daryl will be doing the radio show here at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Hop on there. Daryl's going to cover some news stuff in depth. There's actually a lot of news coming out today and tomorrow as well. So he will be covering that on the radio show here in a bit. We didn't have a radio show yesterday, so he's going to kind of review yesterday's stuff and everything coming through today. As you see here, there's a ton of stuff. So be sure to be on the radio to get some details in that. Like I said, on the toolkit, just real quick here, last week's webinar, if you go to the forum, most of you know this, but just a quick recap here for any new guys. Let's see here. In the forum, let's get going here. We update all of our new webinars right here in the forum. Normally they're posted the next day after the webinar. If you go here to the general trading forum, right here, Apex webinars, most recent webinars, newest webinars, they're posted here as we do them and posted in date order. We'll also put some of the highlighted radio shows there. You can see the one from the 11th here that will have all the toolkit information. Kelly is saying that she can't hear me. Does everyone else still have good audio and visual? Kelly, are you the only one that can't hear me? Alright, Kelly, looks like everyone else is good here. You might want to try logging back in or hop on with go to webinar if you're having some trouble here. Everyone else looks like they're coming through good. Sorry, Cal. Although she probably can't hear me. Oh, there you go. Now she's back. Okay. So last week's webinar, we covered the toolkit update in detail. So if you missed that, go back through and check that out. We walk through and just cover a brief overview of all the new upgrades, toolkit upgrades. We made some changes with the deviation and deviation level indicators. Got a video on that here. Then we went into detail on the new Spike Striker training course, which we want to cover that here real quick. So if you missed it, definitely watch the deviation indicator video here, showing you how to use that and some things we've combined. Then we'll get into Spike Striker. One other quick thing as far as the toolkit and toolkit upgrades. I think most of you know this, but when you are, let's see here, on your toolkit, give me just a second to bring this up here. Give me just a second, guys. We've got a ton of things going on here at once. You want to make sure, we cover this, you want to make sure every day on your toolkit, before you get going, if you click your Apex Toolkit icon, it will pull up, and when you get to the page where you can install, on the top left, you're able to click that and pull up where you can clear your cache every day. All right, and that's very important to do. You want to clear that cache every day. That'll keep Ninja running a lot smoother for you. So make sure to do that. We cover that as well. It's very important to keep things running clean for you, especially during these rollover weeks. That's definitely something you want to make sure you do, is keep that clean there. Okay, Spike Striker training course. Let's cover that. A little bit different of a training course. All right, when you go to the training course, it should be active for all of you now. You should be able to see that under your Apex summary courses, or your product or your questions under the active courses. Carlos, you're asking where was that again? You're probably looking for the, let me just go ahead and pull that up. Let me take a second to actually pull that up. Give me a second here. Thought I had it up for you, but give me a sec. I've got too many screens going here. Give me 1 minute. Sorry guys, it was just last second me having to hop on here, so just getting everything up here. Carlos was asking where exactly to find the information on how to clear your cache. Let me go ahead and just get that pulled up here. Alright, if you go to your Apex Toolkit icon and just get that opened up here, it's a new feature we added a while back, to where instead of having to go through all of your files and your right here, once this pulls up, instead of clicking install, just go right here to tools and clear NinjaTrader's data cache. All you got to do is click right there. Okay, and it'll take a few minutes. Once it gets going, it'll take a few minutes to clear that out, especially depending on how much you have in there. When was the last time you cleared your cache? But instead of having to go to your NinjaTrader folder, find your files and all your history there and clear it out, Ben built that in right there. Makes it much easier. So great job. A little shout out to Ben there. That definitely helps make that much easier for us. So just do that every morning before you open up Ninja, or like I said, it can take a few minutes. You may want to do it at the end of the day when you're done for the day, closing everything out, closing out your workspaces. Hop in there, clear that cache. That way the next morning when you get up and ready, Ninja will be good and clean. So make sure to do that. That'll definitely help you out. Okay, Spike Striker training course. Like I said, it's under education or questions in your, you can go to summary Apex investing courses here. Go down to the bottom. We've got the In the Money Spike Striker system training course. Okay. If if you go through this course, it's set up like all the other courses. You have to go through each and every one, answer the quizzes, pass the quizzes before you can go to the next section. Now, if you were on the webinar last week, you would see that we did this a little bit different than we've been doing a lot of our other training courses. And it's kind of the new format we're going to be doing all of the courses in. Okay? And what I mean by that is if you go to the forum, all right, if you go to our forum here, you see what we call S1 through S12. All right, we've got sanity, steward, schedule, select, structure, and we've put a little effort into this, and we've restructured and reorganized these a little bit. And we're really going to start focusing on this structure from here on out with all of the training we do, but especially with our training courses, to where some of our training courses in the past we've just jumped right into, hey, what is this? When do you enter? And here you go. And you know, that teaches you some of the, we want to focus on not just teaching the ABCs, but also the 1, 2, 3s. We want to be able to teach you, here's the basic rules, here's your basic entry and exit rules, but here's the other things to look at. You know, here's style, here's structure, here's everything to look at, meaning, you know, you don't just take an entry because this alert went off and then it went 3 ticks above that. You also want to make sure that you are looking at deviations, that you are considering news, that you're looking at ranges, kind of putting that extra style into it as well to help you with your entries and entries you should and should not take. So if you go to the forum, you go to S10 systems. All right, you go in here, you've got your Apex Elite MVP systems, Boomerang, MVP. But if you go down here, I've made a new section, Apex Spike Striker system. Okay, and you'll see I've got it broken down into in the money Spike Striker system and out of the money Spike Striker system, and then we've got Spike Striker webinars. So trying to make this a little easier. So if you go to the in the money Spike Striker system in the forum here, what this is, and this is going to be the way we do all of our training from here forward, and we're going to remake some of the old ones. Basically, the forum is broken down here into each little section, okay, exactly like the course is broken down. So in the course, module 1, what is Spike Striker? Next module, how does it work? All right, in the forum, it's the same thing. What is Spike Striker? How does it work? Now, if you click on one of these here in the forum, what it's going to do, it's going to show you, all right, to view this video, meaning to view the video on what is Spike Striker, it's going to give you a link to the training course. All right, so the only place you're going to find videos to watch the video about each of these sections is on the training course. All right, what the forum area is for is to ask questions about that specific module. All right, so if you ever gone to the forum and you're trying to find, you know, let's say you go to the forum before about Spike Striker, or you want to find something about Elite, you have a question, and you find this long, huge, you know, area of questions, this long, huge list of threads, and you're reading through that trying to find what you want, you know what I'm talking about? And you're going through post after post trying to find exactly what you need. You won't have to do that anymore. All right, so if you're going through the training course and you get to the in the money binary strategy, okay, and you have a question, you're watching that video and you have a question specifically about the in the money strategy, okay, or right here, what is Spike Striker? So you're watching that and you have a specific question. Well, right here it says for questions on this video, please see the forum discussion area. So if you're watching this video comes up, you're going through the video, you have a question or you're answering the quiz questions, all you gotta do is click right here And what it's going to do, it's not going to just take you to some general forum about Spike Striker or some general area. It's going to take you to the discussion area about that specific video you're watching. Okay, so everything's going to be laid out much simpler, much easier to get to. So if you have a question on a specific area, specific video, you go straight to that specific discussion area to ask a question or to look for answers. Okay, and as you see, not only do we do this in the videos, but see here, study. So when we teach a new system, we're going to break it down just like S1 through 12. Study, strategy, scan, system, submit, and survey. So even though Spike Striker is actually a system that we're teaching, it's a system on a training course, therefore it's going to be under S10 systems because that's what it is. But what we're doing is incorporating all of the previous sections into it and then the following sections like submit and survey. So that way you're not having to go 12 different places to find exactly what you need. We're kind of putting all of the pieces together for you all in one training course. So I know we've had a few questions about this because it's laid out a little bit different. So wanted to walk through that with you. That's why it's laid out that way. Covers all the aspects of the forum. We're going to be doing everything that way. Some people have asked, why is there so many different sections in here? Like I said, each one of these sub forums matches to a T all of the videos you'll see in the training course. Alright, so again, if you have a question, it's going to be easy to find. Each one of these modules as you go through it will have that same link you see going directly to that section there for discussion. Okay. Now, one little difference here though. Like I showed you, if you go to any of these sections here and you have a question about it, it'll say click here to go to the training course. Alright, that's the only place you can find the video is on the course. You watch the video on the course, you answer the questions. After people start watching these videos, have questions, we'll have more threads in here. Now that's the In the Money training course. The Out of the Money training course looks a little different, or should I say the Out of the Money discussion area looks a little different. As you go in here, it'll be laid out the same exact way. Each video unit you see in the course, there's a section for it here. But if you click on any of these, it's going to give you a little bit different message. Alright, it's going to tell you to view this video. It's actually going to give you a little bit of a description here that lets you know to view the Out of the Money Spike Striker System course, you must first complete the In the Money course. The link to the Out of the Money Spike Striker course will be given to you on the last unit of the In the Money course once you've completed everything. So this link here, even though this is the Out of the Money forum, it's giving you the link to the In the Money course. Alright, because if you go through the courses or if you're on the webinar last week, you'll understand that we encourage everybody to start with the In the Money Spike Striker course. Alright, In the Money is the preferred method for doing Spike Striker. It's going to have the highest percentage of win rates, and it's definitely the easiest to start with and understand, especially for a new person coming on. If you're new to Apex, if you're new to Nadex, new to binaries, In the Money binaries are the easier thing to learn than Out of the Money binaries. Out of the Money, you've got to have a little more experience, you have to have a little more knowledge, you have to understand why it's important to understand the link to expiration, how Out of the Money works, your beta, your theta, how they move, time decay, a little more advanced. So what we suggest is go through the Spike Striker course, start with In the Money, get that down, start trading it in demo once you've got it mastered in demo, you're doing great with it, hop over to live, start trading live. Once you're feeling like you've got a good handle on that and you want to dive into out of the monies, then you can. So once you complete all these units here, as you know, once you complete a unit, it gives you access to the next unit. So after you complete the in the money course, this very last unit is simply a link to the out of the money course. All right, so you can't even get to the out of the money course anywhere else. Like if you were to, go up here to education courses, you see your long list of courses. Only the in the money Spike Striker is there. So you don't even have the out of the money course listed in your long list. Okay, it can only be found there here after you complete this one. And then of course, once you are in the out of the money course, it's going to look the same way. It's going to have links to the out of the money forum discussion area. Okay, does that all make sense to everybody? Any questions on that, or questions on the Spike Striker course as far as how it's laid out? I know there was a little bit of confusion and some questions there because this is a new format, but does that make sense to everybody? Any questions there? Thank you for that, Kelly. All right, so we're all good. That makes sense to everyone? Yes, no, maybe so. Clear as mud. Thank you, Juan. All right. Darby, you did the first quiz, but the other quizzes are not coming up. Okay, let's see here. Tell you what, Darby, if you'll hop on, just make sure, first of all, make sure when you're going through the quizzes here, sometimes what will happen is, so make sure you go through here, click the first one, you'll watch the video, you'll answer the quizzes, you'll submit it, and then just make sure that you click go to next unit. So when you, Darby, when you go to the next unit, is it pulling up the video for you but not the quizzes? Okay, go ahead and try that. We've had questions on that before. You'll submit the answer and it'll say, hey, you've passed, you've got everything, you passed all the quizzes. And some people expect it just to automatically roll. It can be a little confusing. You have to make sure to hit go to the next one. All right, try that. If you're having any trouble with it, submit a help desk ticket or just hop on to the instant message chat, and Tony or I can help you with that. Get you logged through here. Let's see here. We've got a couple of questions here. I'll try to knock out as many questions as I can here. If it gets a little too in depth that we run over, I'll definitely get with you one-on-one and get these questions answered. Let's take a look here. All right, Scott, let's see here. Spike Striker, forum. Okay, Scott, yes, I will respond to that in the forum here in a little bit. Daryl and I got to knock out some things this afternoon, but I will respond to that forum post. Just in a nutshell, basically, Scott's asking. Scott's just saying, talking about Spike Striker. I was going through the forums, watching boomerang videos. I was wondering, when doing Spike Strikers with Forex, if we need to add ticks above the price that's posted due to the way that Forex is calculated and so on. I'll answer that in the forum. just so everybody has that. But in a quick nutshell, Daryl does kind of answer that in the training course here. Biggest thing you want to do, make sure of on Spike Striker, and if you go through the course it'll make a little more sense, is when you get a Spike Striker entry, okay, let's see here. When you get a Spike Striker entry on your chart and it tells you to buy or sell, for example, right here, this one says Spike Striker sell at 93.24. And we cover this in detail in the course, but make sure that you realize that that is not where we're telling you to sell. Basically, that is where the alert is going off to let you know, hey, this just qualified as an entry. All right, we had our spike, the spike completed. It truly is a volume spike, and then the bar broke the high or the low, so we're entering. But that, as soon as that breaks that alert goes off. So technically that price right there listed is at the money, okay? So make sure you understand we're not saying to buy or sell right there. Basically what you're wanting to do, like in this situation here, if you took this entry, you would actually not sell here, you would sell up here somewhere. You would sell at the furthest out in the money strike you could get that was priced properly, okay? And you would actually only enter that order and take that highest in the money if the Nadex indicative price broke this, okay? So what this is saying is the chart broke 93.24, but you're not going to enter the trade up here until the actual indicative breaks 93.24. So in a nutshell, hey, do I add one tick? Do I add two ticks? Do I just add? As opposed to just making that a blanket answer of always wait 2 ticks or always wait 3 ticks. What you want to do is just make sure the indicative breaks that. Okay, you can see that. Definitely makes it a lot easier when you're using the stop plug as well. Okay, but I'll get a little more detailed in that in the forum post. But in a nutshell, just make sure that the indicative breaks it, as opposed to just saying, you know, it's always 2 ticks or always 3 ticks. Okay. Let's see here. Another question. Gone through both the courses. All right, Cree. I've gone through both the out of the money and in the money Spike Striker course. If I had questions on the out of the money Spike Striker lesson, should I ask them in the forum or here? Because it basically looks like a P2 trade from my understanding, but I didn't fully understand the teaching. Actually, good point there, and you're correct. There are a lot of aspects that on an out of the money trade would seem like a P2 or possibly a P3 trade. The best thing to do, if you have questions on the out of the money, actually the best place to ask them, just so we can get the information out to everyone, is just where I showed you here. So let's say you're in the out of the money course, and the out of the money course, let's just take a look here. Thank you for that, Kelly. I appreciate that. Let's see here. So if you're in the forum, or I'm sorry, if you're in the course and there's a specific video you're watching in the course, let's say you're watching the out of money course and Daryl's going through showing an entry and you have a question on that entry, in that video, just go ahead and click the link, or in that unit, click the link here for the discussion area. All right, and that will take you, well, that's not what I wanted to do there. Again, that will take you to the forum discussion area on that specific video. So that way anyone else that's watching the training course that might also have, you know, might also be watching that exact video, watching that exact entry, might have the same exact question. All right, so that way, again, where that's going to take you to with the out of the money will be right here. Okay, so whichever one of these videos in the course you were watching, just go to that link. All right, like here, scan. Well, here's out of the money binary strategy. You know, what is out of the money? How does out of the money work? Scan is how do you find the out of the money contracts using the scanner. And then this is actually the system. So that's probably where your question comes in. So if you'll actually post your question in here, just go to that section right there and reply to this thread right here. That question will come up. We can answer it there, get you a good answer to that, and that way it helps everyone else out. Anyone else that has that question can see it as well. So that's exactly, I'm glad you brought that up, Carrie. That's exactly what this is for. Okay. All right, Darby, click the next unit. Just choices of mark as complete. Okay, Darby, what happens when you mark that as complete? Go ahead and mark that as complete. See if that works for you and allows you to move on to the next one. If not, just submit a ticket, or after the webinar, hop on the instant message chat and Tony or I can help you with that and walk you through. Okay. So you're Carlos, so you enter on the bar, the arrow is on. That's correct, Carlos. Just to clarify here, and again, it's covered in detail in the course, but okay. Can everybody see this? Let me make this a little bit bigger here. Okay, for example, right here where this entry is, all right, we have spike, strike, or sell. Okay, what this arrow right here is doing, where you've got the up arrow and the down arrow, that is basically just letting you know, okay, this bar is the one that triggered. Okay, these previous bars created the actual spike. This is letting you know, hey, now it triggered. Now you see this arrow here that's got the right arrow and then the line right there, Carlos. That is telling you as soon as this bar right here breaks, so if this bar right here broke the low of this bar, can everybody see my cursor? Can you see that, Carlos? Okay. All right, so this bar right here is basically the bar that completed the spike, okay, or that confirmed the spike. So all these bars here created the spike. When this bar closed here, it confirmed that that was a true volume spike. So this very next bar, when it breaks the low of this bar, then we have an entry. So that's why this line right here, see this arrow that points to the right? It's pointing to this bar, saying that when it breaks this line, boom, now we have an entry. Okay, and that's what signals off, fires off this spike, strike, or sell at this price right here. Can you see now that I have my mouse on that line? You see all the way over to the right here, the price at 93.24? Okay, that's the same thing right here as spike, strike, or sell 93.24. All right, so all that's doing is letting you know that's the bar that triggered your entry. It broke the low of the previous bar by one tick. What you've got to keep in mind, and what's covered in detail on the course, is that's just giving you the heads up and letting you know. Bridget, that a little easier? Okay, so yes, this bar right here completed the spike, confirmed it was a spike. This bar right here, boom, as soon as it breaks it, that's your entry. But again, you're just, no problem, Bridget, switched over to the different pointer there. Just want to make sure the Nadex indicative breaks this before you find your in the money strike up here to sell. Okay, so Spike Striker is a great system, guys. I'm going to get into a couple things here in a few minutes as to why. Um, but if you have not watched the new training course, definitely do so. Okay. Okay. Couple other things here. Let's get moving forward. Back over here to the message center. There was a forum post about this as well. How do I fix my oil chart and get accurate volume? And I posted that the other day, and I put a link to the forum here. Again, another reason it is very, very important to always check those messages. Carlos, you're very welcome. Thank you for that. Okay, oil. We had Nadex rolled over from October to November oil contract on Monday. Okay, I believe that was the 14th on Monday. Now, technically in NinjaTrader, oil did not roll over, and in CME, oil does not roll over until today. All right, so there are times that Nadex will roll earlier. You know, their binary and spread contracts will roll earlier than the standard future contracts will roll. So what was happening was you guys, we all switched over and we added November oil to our instrument list, and that is what we were using because we needed that live data for November to match our pricing on Nadex. Okay, but what was happening was some of you were telling us, hey, my charts aren't working right. I'm getting these weird spikes on my chart. When I open my chart, the data is changing, or when I refresh it, data is changing. We had some issues there. Okay, so we were all looking into it on the back end here, trying to figure out what was going on with those charts. We had, you know, the programmers involved. Daryl got involved, and Daryl finally figured it out. Well, what happened was, if you go into NinjaTrader, as you see here, NinjaTrader did not have their roll date until the 18th, which was today. So what was happening is, if you had your November oil chart up, you were getting the proper readings on the chart itself, meaning you were technically getting proper pricing, but some of our indicators were still pulling October. Also, you know, since that new contract hadn't rolled over all the way, it wasn't getting the true volume because people were still trading the old contract, the new contract. Anyway, it was just a little bit of some confusion there for those 3 or 4 days of rollover because Nadex rolled early. All right, so we put that explanation out there. I made a video on how to correct that, how to fix that. Basically what you had to do was go into your instruments and pull up oil and pull up 1114, find the rollover date here, and just change that. Okay, and what that, we changed it back to 914, and what that did was then allow that you had accurate tick data and price action data, so that you could trade. But what was not going to match up perfectly was your volume. So we talked about in the video here how you had to, you know, if you absolutely were wanting to trade Nadex for these few days, oil on Nadex, that you would need to still use the 1014 volume. Again, this only affected Nadex traders. This did not affect futures traders. Futures traders, you know, were just fine with what you were trading there. So several of you were having questions with that earlier this week. That post is out there. That video is there. Just making sure you're aware of that. That should be rolling over today. You'll probably be good by tomorrow, just to be safe, or you could wait till Monday to go ahead and flip over to November contract for your volume. Okay, the November contract on Nadex is working for price action. You should be good by, let's just say, tomorrow to use your volume on the 11/14 contract, and that should be matching up as all other traders and all other future traders are rolling over to this contract as well, and this contract starting to get traded and getting some good volume behind it. Okay, so just a quick overview there of what happened there. We are working on it and hope to, by the next rollover, have this automated, that even if Nadex rolls over earlier than CME does, that we can handle this for you in the background. Okay, the indices just rolled over. They only roll over once every 3 months, so that's not as big a deal. Things like oil, natural gas that roll over every month, we don't want to keep having this issue. So we are hoping that will be, our plan is to have that automated. Ben's going to work on that. That way we don't have this issue. So just one of those things when technically the contract rolls over on the 18th with CME, but Nadex rolls over a little earlier. Just creates some issues there, especially when we have these awesome indicators like, expected range and expected volume that are looking at, current contracts, but looking back 125 days, and so on and so on. So you guys can understand how that can get a little messy, and that's what happened there. Just letting you know, should be good to go from here forward. So again, just another great reason to be checking out those messages in NinjaTrader, because it gave you a direct link to a video, step-by-step screenshot, how to fix it. You could have it fixed in no time. Okay. Okay, on to some fun stuff here. Most of you already know about this, but if you were listening to Daryl's radio show a couple days ago, but if you go to tfnn.com, and let's see here. If you go over to tfnn.com, TFNN is running a trading competition. Okay, this is a competition for trading on Nadex, but TFNN is actually hosting the competition. It's not a competition directly through Apex or directly through Nadex. It's through TFNN. And if you go to tfnn.com, on the front page here, just click this $10,000 virtual trading competition. Basically, TFNN is giving away $10,000 in this virtual trading competition. Okay, the competition is going to run Sunday, September the 28th through Friday, October the 3rd. So when Nadex opens up at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday the 28th, that is when the contest will start, and it will go through Friday, October the 3rd, at the close there of the dailies. Okay, let's see here. If you are just, you have till this coming Friday the 25th, I'm sorry, Thursday the 25th at noon to sign up. Okay, that is the absolute deadline. There's no exceptions, no, oh, I forgot, oh, I was late, oh, I thought it was noon Central Time, not Eastern Time. They've got so many people signing up for this. That is the absolute deadline. Okay, so don't wait. Go there right now. Go to tfnn.com. Fill this out. All you got to do is put your first and last name, phone number, and email, and submit it, and then check your email. Okay? Do not wait. Space is limited. Get on there and get signed up now. All right? Let's see here. So it's going to start that Sunday, not this Sunday, but the next. This will be a separate special demo account that Nadex issues you. Okay, so this is not going to affect your current demo account. It's not going to be the same login. They're not going to reset your current demo account to 25,000. This will be a special new demo account that's only active during the contest period. All right, after you sign up and submit here, they'll email you those details. So it's going to be a brand new demo account with $25,000 of play money in it, monopoly trading money there. The maximum number of contracts you can place on any one order ticket will be 10. All right, so what that means is the point behind the trading contest is not just to say who can go randomly out there, press some buttons, and possibly luck out and, you know, win this contest by the end of the week. It's actually here to promote education, to promote Nadex, promote trading on Nadex, and promote using your strategies and systems on Nadex. It's basically prove to us that you can trade, prove that you can trade, prove you have a system that you can trade and actually win. So what that's saying is, you can't just go randomly in and say, oh, I like that trade, or I feel good about this, I have a gut feel, or even, hey, I have a signal on my chart, so I'm going to go
potential 5 minutes volume spike on oil.
I need to get rid of that. So hey, I'm going to go in and place 400 contracts on this one signal I got on my chart. Hey, it won. My demo account just went from 25 grand to 125 grand. Great, I won the contest. That's not what it's there for. It's there to actually trade it, use the system, learn the system, master the system. So that's why you're limited to 10 contracts per order ticket. Okay, now from what we understand, you can do 10, you can go back in and do another 10, so you can do multiples, but you cannot do more than 10 on one order ticket. If you go put 11 contracts on that ticket and it wins and you made a ton of money on it, guess what? It's disqualified. It will not count in your account towards the contest. Okay. No, Scott, he is not allowed to. Scott said, I hope Daryl's not playing in the contest. No, Daryl will not be playing in the contest. Some of us others might, though. Some of the other Apex Alliance leaders might be playing in there, but no, Daryl's not allowed. That probably would make this a very unfair competition if Daryl was allowed to play in the contest. I'm sure you all agree. Yes, he would definitely make it unfair. And let's see here. Carlos, to answer your question, yes. You will be able to use the scanner to place the orders. Okay. To my understanding, that is one of the things. Let me just verify that, Carlos. Carlos asked, are we going to be able to use the Apex site to make trades in the virtual competition? Okay. Because in here it does state that all trades will be executed on the Nadex platform. Technically, when we do use our ticket extension, it does place those trades, send those trades to the platform. That is one of the things that Daryl is asking about right now. Our understanding is that's not going to be a problem. Okay. But that is on our list, and I'm going to actually add that onto our list. Tony, will you shoot me a Skype and remind me to make sure that's on the list after the webinar here? I appreciate it. 99% sure that's not a problem at all. Okay, but let's just make sure of that. Let's see here. Just got a couple questions here. Let's look. Chris. Yeah, Chris, I don't think that matters at all. I mean, so that should not be an issue whatsoever. We just have to make sure that that is not an issue, because this again is not just a Apex contest. This is open up to all of Nadex, whether they're on Apex or not. So as far as I know, that's no problem at all, but we will get that verified for you just to make sure. So all right, let's keep going here. During the contest, should be daily leaderboards that are posted on TFNN. As those are posted, we're going to make a special section in the forum that updates every day, that we update with a list of the current results for the trading contest. That way we can highlight, you know, where everybody is, who are the top 10, how many of those are Apex members. You know, every day we can highlight that if, you know, any of those top 10 are Apex members, which I would kind of hope all 10 of those would be. Again, this is to all of TFNN, all of Nadex, all of Apex. I would sure hope that those top 10 and the ultimate winner are definitely Apex members. So please hop in there and you know, take advantage of that, show Apex some recognition there. But that way we can highlight and recognize who on that list is Apex members. We can hopefully get them to post in that forum area what they did that day, what trades they took that day, what strategies or systems they used to get to that spot, and share some love and info there. Prizes will be a total of 70 prizes awarded to 55 winners, 35 cash prizes ranging from $100 to $3,000. And then copies of Tommy O'Brien's best-selling book. Most of y'all are familiar with Tommy O'Brien from TFNN. Daryl does the Bull Bear Binary Hour with him. So Sunday through Friday is the contest. First place winner, $3,000 in cash. Second place winner, $1,500. Third place, $750. Guys, that's pretty sweet. It's totally free to enter this contest. It's totally free to get the demo account. You get $25,000 to trade with in your demo account, and the top winner wins $3,000. Second place, $1,500. Third place, $750. You can go through here in $500, $250. I mean, all the way up to 20th place. You know, 16 to 20 gets the book, but $3,000, $1,500, $500, $250, all for trading in demo. How awesome would it be for one of our new Apex members to hop in, learn some systems, spend that week trading, get some good cash out of it, and that is real cash. Yes, Sherry, that is real cash, not funny money. You get to play with funny money, but you get real money. Pop that real money into your live Nadex account and get going. So that is just, you can't beat that. That is awesome. So, all right, so make sure you go, again, to tfnn.com. It's right on their homepage. Sign up for this right now. Okay. All the information's right here. You can go through and see the details we just covered there, how that's going to work. We will be covering this a little bit more on Monday's Nadex webinar, and then obviously next Thursday's webinar as well. Daryl and I and some of the other Apex members working hard in the background to get some cool, exciting things done that we can release for this week of the Trade-a-thon. We really want to take advantage of this, guys. I mean, you know, they don't do this often. I think they do this once a year. It's a great opportunity, especially, like I said, if you're just getting started. So, you know, if you're just getting started new, you're going to go through the courses, you're going to learn, you're going to trade in demo anyway. Why not take some time, take this seriously, clear your schedule that week, trade as much as you can. Use that time you would take anyway in demo and try to get some, you know, try to place here and get some real money out of this that you can fund your live account with. You can't beat that. It's just an awesome opportunity there. Let's see here. Carrie, you're asking about the stop trigger. Yes, there's a couple upgrades to that over the last couple of days. You should be good to go there. If you're not, or if you have an issue with that, go ahead and submit a ticket on that. Yes, Sherry, again, that is real cash, not funny money. Darby, yes. You'll keep your existing demo that you have now. It is not going to change anything with that. The demo account that they send you for the contest will be a separate demo account. It'll be, a reset at $25,000, and it will give you different username and login. All right, so the demo account you get for this contest will not affect the demo account you have now. It won't reset anything. It won't mess anything up there. This is just a second demo account specifically for the contest. Okay, so great opportunity here. Let's talk about it a little bit. How do you make the most of the competition?
Potential 5 minutes volume spike on oil.
Sorry guys, thought I'd get rid of that. How do you make the most of the competition? I know last year there were some people that were really excited about the competition when it came out. They were, some of the guys that are part-time traders that still have, full-time jobs and only trade part-time. They took some days off of work to really dig in here, hoping to place high and win some of this cash. People redid their schedule, canceled other things, just wanted to trade 24/7. With Nadex binaries, you can technically trade 23 hours a day, and they were just fired up about it, excited about it. I'm going to trade all day. I'm going to trade everything I can. I'm going to open all these charts and take every entry and just go for it. I can trade 10 at a time. This can add up so quick. And honestly, what ended up happening was they did not really have a plan, except for that right there. That was their plan, to open 1 million charts and take 1 million trades, 10 at a time, and that's not really a plan. It's exciting, it sounds good, but what happens is, you get there and you have too many things going. You have too many, and you've all been there. Even without a trading contest, you've all been there. You'll start to trade one day, you've got 2 or 3 charts open, maybe you've got one Forex pair, a commodity, and an indice. And you're waiting, it's a slow morning, there's not a whole lot firing off, and you're like, gosh, I got to find something to trade. I need to trade. Let me open a few more charts. Then all of a sudden everything takes off, and you are over here looking at one chart, and then by the time you get back to the other chart, oh, I just missed a trade. Oh man, now I just missed this one. You can get to a point where you can overwhelm yourself, and I know you've all been there. So what you want to do is, what we encourage you to do is to take the next week and sit down and make a plan. Okay? Yes, Carlos, I'm watching over your shoulder. We've all been there. We've all had that happen. And it all goes back to what you hear Daryl talk about all the time is, trading is a lot about psychology. It's a lot about personal discipline and mentality. And it's mainly about patience. Technically trading should be boring. Okay? And it's all about being patient, because you're anxious to trade, you need to trade, you want to trade, you need or want to make money. You start pushing those trades, then you start looking for a ton of trades, and then you miss them. And again, the other thing we've talked about is When you're watching an instrument, take every trade on that. If you're watching a certain instrument on a certain system, take every trade. Because if you're hopping back and forth, let's say you're watching the Russell and there was 8 trades today on the Russell, and you only hopped back and forth and took 2 or 3, well, you might have happened to take the 2 or 3 losers that day, and you didn't get the 5 or 6 winners, which, you know, equaled out, giving you your good win rate, your percentage. You might catch all the Murphy's Law is going to tell you you're going to catch all the losers. We've been through this. You all know this. So take the next week, and especially over the weekend, the next day or two over the weekend, and plan that week out. If you've got things that are going on that you can reschedule and move around so you can focus on the trade-a-thon, maybe you want to do that. But plan your trade and trade your plan. Okay? Don't go into it blind, just planning on trading everything you can. Pick your instruments, pick your system. You don't, I guess what I'm trying to tell you is, just because it's a trading contest does not mean you break your rules. Okay? It doesn't mean you do something different than what you would normally do necessarily, except the one thing you would normally do that we tell you is, if you're going to have a live account, let's say you're going to have a live account with $1,000.
Potential 10 minutes volume spike on oil.
Oh gosh. All right, let's say you're going to have a live account with $1,000. Well, you're not going to be trading 10 contracts at a time live. You'll probably only be trading 1 contract at a time live. So we tell you, in demo, only trade 1. Trade your demo like you would trade your live account. Okay? That way it's a realistic test. It's a realistic demo time before you go live. That's the only rule we're going to tell you to break during the contest. It's a contest, it's a demo contest. You can do 10 contracts at a time, so do 10 contracts at a time. Otherwise, all your other rules still apply.
Oil moved 1 deviations down from the day's high.
Okay.
Next velocity alert on oil.
Hold on. All right, we'll get there in a minute. That's the only rule we're going to tell you to break. Is you can trade 10 contracts, trade 10 contracts. Okay? But otherwise, don't break your systems. Stick with what works. You want to pick your instruments. You want to pick your system. Make sure you've got that system mastered. Make sure you're trading 10 at a time. And don't overdo yourself. Okay? That's one of the beauties about Spike Striker. With the new Spike Striker system, as you know, and as you just heard going off here on my computer, let's look here. Let's pull up Spike Striker. Alright, so if I want to take advantage of this trading contest, I can do 10 contracts at a time in demo. I've got limited time, Sunday to Friday, to try to win this thing. So I want to take as many trades as I can. I want to watch as many markets as I can, but while still being able to manage my trades and manage the contest. So one of the things we all know about Spike Striker, or well, we should know about the new Spike Striker if we've watched the training course, is that you now have alerts. We just went over talking about the alerts that come up on the chart here. Okay? But as all of you know, there's audio alerts as well. And we get into this in the training course, but you can go to Spike Striker. I thought I had them all turned off for the webinar here. But right here under alerts, you've got visual alerts. Yes. You've got audible alerts. I have this one set to false, but you can turn that on. So you can be watching multiple markets and have multiple charts up, have your audio alerts on, and it will tell you. And the one nice thing is right here, let's see here, where is it? Trigger enabled, yes. All right. And what that's saying is when a trigger price goes off, is that enabled? Is it going to tell you, boom, we just triggered? Yes. And potential spikes enabled? Yes. So not only is this going to tell you, hey, we've got an entry, it's going to tell you when there's a potential entry. Okay, and if you go through the training course, you'll understand that. So you can be watching multiple charts. You have multiple charts open, have all of them with audio alerts, and it's just going to sit there and fire off to you. Potential trade on oil, potential trade on Russell, potential, and you can pop those up, pull those up, see what they are. You'll know, again, this is in the course, how much time you have. Is it a 5-minute potential? That way you know, okay, I've got 5 minutes to know whether this fires off or not. Is it a 10-minute spike? You know exactly how much time you have. You can see where the potential is. You already will have the scanner open. You'll find the binary contract that if this fires, what contract you'll pick. You have your ticket open, you're ready to go. Boom, it fires off, breaks the indicative, bam, I'm in that one for 10 contracts. Okay, flip over to the next chart. They gave me an alert and waiting for it to fire off. The scanner's up, boom, I'm in that one for 10 contracts. Set my take profit order, set my stop order with the plug, boom, boom, you're just moving along. Okay, that's one of the big beauties about Spike Striker is you can trade it 23 hours a day during the contest. You can watch multiple markets.
Potential 15 minutes volume spike on oil.
Boom, right there. Perfect example. Did y'all hear that? Potential 15 minute. So if I've got that on oil, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop open I already have the scanner open. I'm going to find my contract. I'm have it ready to roll. So when this thing fires off saying entry, boom, I'm entering with 10 contracts. Then I'm moving on to the next one after I place my stop and take profit order. So that's one of the beauties about Spike Striker. So again, what we're encouraging you to do is take this next week, make a plan for the week, plan what you're going to be doing, plan what systems you want to focus on, plan what instruments you want to do, and then go through and watch those training courses. Watch that training course, get it down, do it this weekend. Make a plan, watch the course this weekend, master it. That way next week you've got a full week before the contest to demo trade it and to really get it down in the demo account you have now. Work out any kinks, work out any questions, ask questions to us, ask questions to the forum, get everything worked out. All right, this is the final week of practice before the big game day. All right, so you want to get ready for it. Now, some of you prefer to trade, say, the 10-minute MVP system. Okay, 10-minute MVP system. You can also set the audio alerts for it. All right, so you could have multiple charts up there and go through and enable your audio alerts. That's not a problem. If you want to do the 10-minute MVP system. Just real quick, we don't have the training course released yet on the 10-minute MVP system. Just real quick for any of you guys that have questions on that, where to find the video for that, you would go under the forum, S10 Systems. Obviously, once the course is done, this will be in the list of your courses, but for now, right here, MVP Premium Collection. This is not Elite MVP, this is just MVP Premium Collection. And let's see here, I believe it's under other MVP strategies. No, I'm lying to you. It is right there under MVP Trend Trading Premium Collection. And I believe the first video there is 10-minute MVP. Okay, so again, that's not in a course style just yet. So if any of you were wondering where that was, it's right there. S10 systems, MVP, premium collection. Okay. Again, the MVP 10-minute is another thing you can trade 23 hours a day on binaries. It will give you alerts on the chart. It will give you audio alerts. It will do the same as Spike Striker. It will give you a heads up alert that there's a potential trade coming, and then give you an alert when the trade fires off. Okay. Some of you guys like trading boomerang. Okay, with IV coming back, we are getting a little more, some more trades on boomerang starting to happen. Now, boomerang's a great system. I love boomerang. Now, boomerang will give you audio alerts if you have them on of when expected range has exceeded 75%. So that way you know, okay, it's exceeded 75%. Let me go and open that chart. Let me watch it. Let me see if it breaks and we get volume in the direction. Do we get a P1? Do we get a P2, P3? So you do have audio alerts that will let you know of quote unquote potential boomerang setups. But that audio alert is really just the expected range. Okay, so it's not, you know, and then you've kind of got to watch it a little closer, you know, for boomerang. Again, I'm not steering you away from boomerang. I'm just giving you a few options here of what you can trade. Now, the contest is not just binaries. It is binaries or Nadex binaries or spreads. So can you trade elite on it? Yes, you can. With elite, you can trade profit poppers with binaries. You could trade the actual elite MVP system on binaries or spreads. I'm going to tell you to, I'm going to gear you towards spreads as far as the actual elite system itself. You can trade momentum scalps. Again, you can turn on your alerts for expected volume to know when expected volume is exceeding. You can do momentum trades on binaries. I'm not trying to overwhelm you here on the things you can do. I think really what I'm trying to explain is if you go in with the whole mindset of I'm going to do everything. I'm going to have an elite chart up, and I'm going to keep that chart over here ready to go on elite, and then I'm going to have a boomerang chart up, and that's going to be ready to go over here, and then I'm going to do my you know, 10-minute MVP chart, and I'm going to do, you know, Spike Striker. Next thing you know, you've got charts everywhere. Okay, and then you're like, okay, and I'm going to watch a ton of different instruments and on everything. How in the world are you going to keep up with all this? I mean, there's just no way there's no way you're going to keep up with all of that. Okay, for one, you're not going to visually keep up with it. And be able to watch all of them, for one. For two, if you have your audio alerts turned on everything, you're not going to keep up with anything. Yes, Kelly, you're going to get dizzy. You're not going to know what to do. You're going to have your Spike Striker going off telling you there's a potential trade on this, there's a potential 5-minute on this, there's a potential 15-minute on this, now there's an actual entry on this. You're going to have your elite charts going off of expected volume exceeded this, and you're going to have boomerang going on. It's just never ending. You guys understand that? So don't fall into the trap of I got to do everything I can for this contest. I'm going to watch a million things. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to focus. I'm going to take them all. I'm just going to go crazy. Trust me, by the end of the day, you will be down. You will be doing nothing. You will be flipping back and forth on charts. You'll get confused. You'll be too eager to jump over to another chart to pop in a trade that, oh, I forgot to do a place order, take profit order on this, or I forgot to do a you know stop order on this. I mean, whatever it is, you're just going to run yourself ragged and not get anywhere. So point to that is, I know I'm going on and on about this, but it's a big deal. We've seen it happen plenty of times before. Make a plan. Choose your instrument, choose your system, and if you're used to watching 3 or 4 instruments, don't say, well, I'm going to watch these same instruments, but I'm going to watch 4 different systems on the instrument. You might be better off just watching more instruments on Spike Striker. You know the system, you know how it works. You've got a week to prepare and make your battle plan for the contest. So you're better off if you mastering a system, learn it, get it down, and just watch more instruments on it instead of trying to learn 4 systems on 20 instruments in a week. Okay. Stephen, I'm not sure about that. I will pop that question over to Ben and see if that's something that's possible for us to do. That is actually a good idea. I will get that over to him. So, guys, kind of going on and on here, but just really trying to drive that home. Don't go crazy with too many things. Make a plan. Focus on it. Take the week to figure out what you want to do. Watch the courses. Watch them again. Demo trade it. Figure out what charts and instruments you want to use. Set up a special workspace. Okay. Set up a special workspace, and that's just for the contest. Maybe it might be more instruments than you normally would watch, but get all prepared and set for it. So okay, guys, that is the main things we wanted to cover there. Just some quick info, quick review of everything. I actually have to run here and help Darrow with a few things and then get him all prepped and on the radio show here in a bit. Be sure to hop on there to tfnn.com for the radio show.
Velocity alert on oil.
For the radio show here in about an hour at 1 o'clock. Especially first to cover some of these news events and news plans and some news recaps. So all right, guys, I sure appreciate it. If you have any questions, just let us know in the forum or the help desk, or hop on the instant messenger chat. So all right, guys, I appreciate it. Sorry to disappoint. I know you're all expecting Daryl. He got tied up here trying to get some cool stuff going for you guys, so had to hop in and fill in for him here. But hope it was some good information and helped you all, and we will see you here in a little bit in the trading rooms. Okay? Stephen, I talk slower, you can understand me. I'll make sure to let Daryl know that. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Have a good afternoon.